8th Canto, Chapter 24. Chapter entitled Matsya, the Lord's Fish Incarnation. So we'll just go through the summary of the chapter as given by Srila Prabhupada, and then text 1. So text 1 to text 3 is the inquiries by Parikshit Maharaj about the Matsya incarnation. Okay, so we'll go through that. So this chapter describes the Supreme Personality of Godhead's incarnation as a fish, and it also describes the saving of Maharaj Satyavrat from an inundation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead expands himself by Swamsa, his personal expansion, and Vivinnamsa, his expansion as the living entities. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead appears on this planet for the protection of the sadhus or devotees and for the destruction of the miscreants or non-devotees. He, Krishna, especially descends to give protection to the cows, the brahmanas, the demigods, the devotees, and the Vedic system of religion. Thus, he appears in various forms, sometimes as a fish, sometimes as a boar, sometimes Nrsingadev, sometimes Vamanadev, and so on. But in any form or incarnation, although he comes within the atmosphere of the material modes of nature, he is unaffected. This is a sign of his supreme controlling power. Although he comes within the material atmosphere, Maya cannot touch him. Therefore, no material qualities can be attributed to him in any degree. Once, at the end of the previous kalpa, a demon named Hayagriva wanted to take the Vedic knowledge away from Lord Brahma at the time of annihilation. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead took the incarnation of a fish at the beginning of the period of Swambhu Manu and saved the Vedas. During the reign of Chakshus Manu, so this is the one thing that when the Hayagriva wanted to steal the Vedic knowledge from Brahma, that time the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna took the incarnation of a fish at the beginning of the period of Swambhu Manu. And in this way he saved the Vedas. Then during the reign of Chakshus Manu, there was a king named Satyavrata, who was a great pious ruler. To save him, the Lord appeared as the fish incarnation for a second time. King Satyavrata later became the son of the sun god and was known as Shraddhadev. He was established as Manu by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 7th Manu, he is the present Manu. Shraddhadev Manu. Okay, Satyavrata only became the Shraddhadev Manu. To receive the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, King Satyavrata engaged in the austerity of subsisting only by drinking water. Once, while performing this austerity on the bank of the Kritmala river and offering oblations of water with the palm of his hand, he found a small fish. The fish appealed to king for protection, asking the king to keep him in a safe place. Although the king did not know that the small fish was the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, as a king he gave shelter to the fish and kept him in a water jug. A small fish. The fish, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, wanted to show his potency to King Satyavrata, and thus he immediately expanded his body in such a way that he could no longer be kept in the jug of water. The king then put the fish in a big well, but the well was also too small. Then the king put the fish in a lake, but the lake was also unsuitable. Finally, the king put the fish in the sea, but even the sea could not accommodate him. Thus, the king understood the fish was no one else but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he requested the Lord to describe his incarnation as a fish. The Personality of Godhead, being pleased with the king, informed him that within a week there would be inundation throughout the universe, and that the fish incarnation would protect the king along with the rishis, herbs, seeds and other living entities in a boat which would be attached to fish horn during the pralaya. After saying this, the Lord disappeared. King Satyavrata offered respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord and continued to meditate upon him. In due course of time, annihilation took place and the king saw a boat coming near. After getting aboard with learned brahmanas and saintly persons, he offered prayers to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, and thus he taught Maharaja Satyavrat and the saintly persons about Vedic knowledge from the core of the heart. King Satyavrat took his next birth as Vivaswat Manu, who is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Vivasvana Manve Praha, the sun god spoke the science of Bhagavad Gita to his son Manu. So the same Satyavrat took his birth as Vivaswat Manu, the son of sun god. Because of being the son of Vivaswan, this Manu is known as Vivaswat Manu. Next one, Sri Rajo Vacha Bhagavan Shrotum Ichhami Hare Adbhuta Karmana Avatar Katha Madhyam Maya Matsya Vidambanam. Sri Raja Vacha, King Parikshit said, Bhagavan, O most powerful, Shrotum, to hear Ichhami, I desire Hare of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, Adbhut Karmana, whose activities are wonderful, Avatar Katham, pastime of the incarnation, Adhyam, first Maya Matsya Vidambanam, which is simply an imitation of a fish. So, hearing from Shukdev Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj was hearing, and when he heard from Shukdev Goswami about Lord Vamandev, that how Lord Vamandev took the form of a mere, just a beggar, and later expanded himself. So Parikshit Maharaj remembers a similar incarnation, Matsya, in the form of a fish, which as a species is condemned in the animal kingdom. So when Vamandev pastime was explained to Parikshit Maharaj, because when Parikshit Maharaj heard that Vamandev was a small dwarf Vamana, and then he expanded and expanded and expanded in such a way that he covered even all the three planetary systems, whole Brahmanda. So he remembered another pastime similar, where from small to big he expanded Lord. That is Matsya. Okay, so Matsya fish is not generally considered very great in the animal kingdom, but anyway Lord took incarnation as a fish. Okay, so Parikshit Maharaj said, Maharaj Parikshit is asking, Maharaj Parikshit said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari is eternally situated in his transcendental position. Yet he descends to this material world and manifests himself in various incarnations. His first incarnation was that of a great fish. O most powerful Shukdev Goswami, I wish to hear from you the pastime of that fish incarnation. Okay, so please tell me about the fish incarnation. So, in the previous chapter also, in this said that it is so auspicious to hear Hare Adbhut Karmana and Avatar Anucharitam. So, Parikshit Maharaj is asking more now. Tell me more Hare Adbhut Karmana and more wonderful pastime activities of Hari and Avatar Katham Adhyam. The first Avatar Katha, Adhyam means first. Maya Matsya Vidambanam, which is simply an imitation of a fish. Krishna came as a fish. And so Avatar Katha Madhyam, the first Avatar Katha, please tell me. The Supreme Personality of God is all powerful, yet he accepted the form of an uncommon fish. This is one of the 10 original incarnations of the Lord. Okay. Jayadev Goswami describes 10 incarnation. So Matsya comes first there, and there are like main, these 10 incarnations sometimes considered main. So this is first in that. But again we should always know that there are innumerable incarnations of Lord. Okay. Yad artam adadhad rupam matsyam lok jugupsitam तमा प्रकृति दुर्मर्षम कर्मग्रस्त इवेश्वरा एतन्नो भगवन् सर्वं यथावत् वक्तुम् अर्हसि उत्तम श्लोक चरितं सर्वलोक सुखावहम् उत्तम श्लोक चरितम यत अर्थम for what purpose adadhat accepted rupam form matsyam of a fish lok jugupsitam which is certainly not very favorable in this world tamaha in the mode of ignorance prakriti such behavior durmarsham which is certainly very painful and condemned karma grista one who is under the laws of karma eva like Ishvara the supreme personality of God etad all these prajna unto us Bhagavan the most powerful says Sarvam, everything yathavat, properly vaktum arasi, kindly described. Uttam shloka charitam, the pastime of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sarvalok sukha avaham, by hearing of which everyone becomes happy. Parikshit Maharaj is saying that please explain me about the first incarnation of fish. What was the purpose for which the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepted the abominable form of fish? Why fish is not exactly fish is not generally very great animal, exactly as an ordinary living being accept different forms under the laws of karma, like a normal jiva will accept sometimes fish, sometimes insect, sometimes this that. So why Lord is accepting that kind of form? What is the purpose? The form of a fish is certainly condemned and full of terrible pain. It's not so good. Oh my Lord, what was the purpose of this incarnation? Kindly explain this to us. And kindly explain this to us. Why? Because hearing about the pastime of the Lord is auspicious for everyone. So it's not only for me, it's for everyone. Sarvalok Sukha Avaham. For everyone it is so auspicious, so nice to hear about the incarnations story, about the pastime and glories of the Supreme Lord in different incarnations. Okay. So that's why even Matsya Avatar considered as Leela Avatar. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Parikshit Maharaj's question to Shukadeva Goswami was based on this principle stated by Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam sijamyam. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of religion, at that time I descend myself. The Lord appears in each incarnation to save the world from irreligious principles and especially to protect his devotees. Paritranaya sadhunam. Vamanadeva, for example, appeared to save the devotee Bali Maharaj. Similarly, when the Supreme Personality of God had accepted the abominable form of a fish, he must have done so to favor some devotee. Parikshit Maharaj was eager to know about the devotee for whom the Supreme Lord accepted this form. So Parikshit Maharaj is saying that like Vamanadeva came, protected Indra or Bali, or for sometime Lord comes to protect some devotees. He wants to know why fish incarnation came, to which devotee, to protect which devotee fish incarnation came. Okay. Sri Suta Uvacha Ityukto Vishnuraten Bhagavan Vadarayani Uvacha Charitam Vishnu or Matsya Rupeni Yatkatam. Sri Suta Uvacha, Sri Suta Goswami said, Ityukta thus being questioned, Vishnuraten by Maharaj Parikshit, known as Vishnuraj, Bhagavan, the most powerful, Badarayani, the son of Vyasdev, Shuddha Goswami Uvacha said, Charitam, the pastime Vishnu of Lord Vishnu, Matsya Rupena by him in the form of fish, yet whatever Kritam was done. Shuddha Goswami said, when Parikshit Maharaj thus inquired from Shukadeva Goswami, the most powerful saintly person began describing the pastime of the Lord's incarnation as a fish. So now till next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 verses, Shukadeva Goswami will tell about the first Matsya incarnation. Okay, so we will complete the first Matsya incarnation's story today, and tomorrow we will start second Matsya incarnation. Okay, so Sri Shuka Uvacha Govi Prasura Sadhunam Chandasamapi Cheshwara रक्षाम रक्षाम इच्छम स्थानुर्धत्ते धर्मस्थ्यार्थस्य चैव हि. Sri Shuka Uvacha. Sri Shuka Goswami said, go of the cows, vipra of the brahmana, sura of the demigods, sadhuna, and of the devotee, chandam sapi, even of the Vedic literature, and Ishvara, the supreme control, raksham, the protection, ichham, desiring. The Tanuhu Dhatte, accept the forms of incarnation, dharmasya of the principle of religion, arthasya of the principles of purpose of life, cha, and if indeed he certainly. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, O king, for the sake of protecting the cows, brahmanas, demigods, devotees, the Vedic literature, religious principles and principles to fulfill the purpose of life, the Supreme Personality of Godhead accept the forms of incarnation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead generally appears in various types of incarnation to give protection to the cows and brahmanas. Go Brahman, the Lord is described as Go Brahman Hitaicha. In other words, he is always eager to benefit the cows and brahmanas. So when Lord Krishna appeared, he purposefully became a cowherd boy and showed personally how to give protection to the cows and calves. Similarly, he showed respect to Sudama Vipra, a real brahmana. From the Lord's personal activities, human society should learn how to give protection specifically to the brahmanas and to the cows. Then the protection of religious principles, fulfillment of the aim of life and protection of Vedic knowledge can be achieved. Without protection of cows, Brahminical culture cannot be maintained. Without cows, how you will maintain? And without Brahminical culture, the aim of life cannot be fulfilled. The Lord therefore is described as Go Brahmanitaicha. Without cows, Brahminical culture cannot be protected or maintained. And when there is no Brahminical culture being followed in the society, one will not know the aim of life. Okay, so unfortunately, that is why protecting the cows and brahmanas is very important. And Lord is known as Go Brahman Hitaicha. To protect the cow and brahmanas, he appears. He is the protector. So, in his incarnation and his personal life, Krishna, he purposefully showed by protecting cows, cowherd boy, Gopal, and Govind. Okay, and then he also showed respect and great respect for Sudama Vipra. So in this way Lord personally teaching us. So his incarnation is only for the protection of the cows and brahmanas. Unfortunately, because in Kali Yuga there is no protection of the cows and Brahminical culture, everything is in a precarious position. So many times people will say, why there are so much problem, why this, why that, why God is not protecting. God has given you the rules, the method, so if you follow you are safe. If you don't follow, what God will do? God has said, if you follow this cows, protection, Brahminical culture, then things will go properly, there won't be any problem. But people want that, no, we will do all the nonsense, but God should keep protecting us. What is this? So, it is very bad where cows are killed. That land can never be peaceful, prosperous, where cow's blood is fell down. Okay. Very difficult, that place. And that's why, and no Brahminical culture, then who will give? Brahmins are like brain of the society. And nowadays there is no Brahmin. So when there is no Brahmin, who will guide the society in a proper way? So everybody is going their own way, mental speculation, they are going, whatever one wants, they are doing, that's it. So there is so much hellish condition in the planet. Okay, so if human society wants to be exalted, the leaders of society must follow the instruction of Bhagavad Gita and give protection to the cows, the Brahmanas and the Brahminical culture. So if they want that human society should live peacefully and they should be exalted, elevated, then the leaders should take this responsibility and they should protect the cows and they should establish the Brahminical culture and they should, when people follow Brahminical culture, so leaders should give them protection, and that exactly is the duty of a king. So you can see in the episode of Prithu Maharaj, he does it very wonderfully. Prithu Maharaj make everything, all the arrangements of the Brahmins are protected, the citizens of the kingdom are having all the facilities, and he makes sure that everybody is engaged in some way or other way in the bhakti, in the devotional service of Krishna. And he personally does that just to show the world that even king is doing. So when king will do, citizen will follow. So it is very important for the leaders, because Bhagavad Gita also says this system, whatever great people does, general population, general people will follow. So so the kings or the leaders, now whoever are the leaders, now present days leaders means who have so many followers, who people who see them, when they change their hairstyle, people change their hairstyle, when they change their dressing style, people change their dressing style. So these are the leaders. So, but these leaders they are the leaders. Somehow or other they are the leaders. Many people are following them, but they don't know where to lead. That's the misfortune, that they don't know where to lead. That's the problem. So if the leaders are not having pakka, detailed knowledge, deep knowledge about the scriptures, they will not be able to lead properly. Okay, so that's why Brahmins are required, because Brahmins give whole life to study, Shastra Dhyan, and then they teach, they give so king will have fighting and Kshatriya kind of character, so he will not have much time to study, so he just asks Guru, who is a Brahmin, who is a Vaishnava, what I should do? He said, you do it this, that's the king will do. So like in our like now anyway monarchy is not there, no more kings, so whatever area we have, if we are in a leading position, then we must be very well acquainted in scriptural knowledge, and then only we will be able to lead them, all the people, in a proper direction. Otherwise we are cheating them. Or if we don't have, like sometimes people say, I am so busy, I cannot sit and study. So you take guidance from another Brahmin, another Vaishnava, who is well knowledge in the Vedic scriptures, especially in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and he will teach you what Bhagavatam says, what you should do, what Gita says, what Acharya says, and what you should do in this situation, how to come out, how to bring the solution for this problem. So they will tell you and you follow. So like that, that's the wonderful system. Okay. So otherwise, any community will not be having peaceful situation, and as a community everyone should grow in bhakti. So that will not work. Because nobody is knowing how to grow in bhakti, and general people are expecting that leader will teach us how to grow in bhakti, but leader is teaching all other nonsense. He himself don't know how to grow in bhakti. So leader's responsibility is like this. Okay. So Uccha Vacheshu Bhuteshu Charan Vayu Riveshwara Nocha Vachatvam Bhajate Nirgunatvad Dhiyogunai. Uccha Vacheshu, having higher or lower bodily form, Bhuteshu, among the living entities, Charan, behaving, Vayu Iva, exactly like the air, Ishvara, the Supreme Lord, Na, not Uccha Avachatvam, the quality of higher and lower grades of life, Bhajate, except Nirgunatvat, because of being transcendental above all material quality, Dhiya, generally Gunai, of the modes of material nature. Like the air passing through different types of atmosphere, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although appearing sometime as a human being and sometime as a lower animals, is always a transcendental, because he is above the material modes of nature. He is unaffected by the higher and lower forms. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the master of the material nature, Maya Dhakshin Prakriti Suyate Sarcharacharam. Therefore, being the supreme controller of the laws of nature, the Lord cannot be under their influence. An example given in this regard is that although the wind blows through many places, the air is not affected by the qualities of these places. Although the air sometimes carries the odor of a filthy place, the air has nothing to do with such a place. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, being all good and all auspicious, is never affected by the material qualities like an ordinary living entity. So this thing has come many times. Purusha Prakriti Stoi Bhumte Prakriti Gyan Gunan. When the living entity is in the material nature, he is affected by its qualities. When a living entity is in material nature, living entity is affected by material quality. But the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, is not at all affected, because he is the controller of material nature. Disrespectfully, one who does not know this considers the Supreme Personality of Godhead an ordinary living being. Avjananti Mamuda. So, people who don't understand that Krishna is controller for Maya or nature or Prakriti, they think that Krishna is also a normal living entity. Param Bhavan Ajananta, such a conclusion is reached by the unintelligent because they are unaware of the transcendental quality of the Lord. So people don't know the Divyam and Janma Karma Chamedipam, the transcendental qualities of the Lord, so they feel like it. So they are Mudha, unintelligent man. Okay. आसीदतीत कल्पांते ब्राह्मो नैमित्तिकोलया समुद्रोपप्लुतास्तत्र लोकाभूर आदयो नृपा. Asit, there was Atit, past Kalpante, at the end of the Kalpa. Brahma, of Lord Brahma's day, Naimittika, because of that, Laya, inundation, Samudra, in the ocean, Upaplutaha, were inundated, Tatra, there, Loka, all the planet, Bhu, Adya, Bhu, Bhuva, and Swaha, the three Lokas, Nirpa, O King. O King Parikshit, at the end of the past millennium, Kalpa, at the end of Brahma's day, because Lord Brahma sleeps during the night, annihilation took place and the three worlds were covered by the water of the ocean. So Brahma was sleeping that time and three worlds was filled with water of the Pralaya came. Kalen agata nidrasya dhatu shishi shorbali mukto nisritan vedan haigirivanti keharat. So Kalen, because of time, the end of Brahma's day, Agat Nidrasya, when he felt sleepy, Dhatu of Brahma Shishiyasho, desiring to lie down to sleep, Bali, very powerful, Mukata from the mouth, Nishritan, emanating Vedanta, the Vedic knowledge, Haigriva, the great demon named Haigriva, Antike nearby Arat store. At the end of Brahma's day, when Brahma felt sleepy and desired to lie down, that is previous day of Brahma. So when he was sleeping and he desired to sleep and desired to lie down, the Vedas were emanating from his mouth. And the great demon named Haigriva stole the Vedic knowledge. Gyatva tad danvendrasya Haigrivasya chestitam dadhar shafari rupam Bhagavan Harir Ishvara. Gyatva, after understanding that Danav Indrasya of the great demon Haigrivasya of Haigriva chestitam activity, dadhar accepted Shafari Rupam, the form of a fish, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, the Lord, Ishvara, the Supreme Controller. Understanding the acts of the great demon Haigriva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who is full of all opulences, assumed the form of a fish and saved the Vedas by killing the demon. Because everything was inundated by water, to save the Vedas, it was necessary for the Lord to assume the form of a fish. Okay. So here, like the Varaha incarnation, Matsya incarnation also appeared 2 times at the beginning of Shambhu Manu. So that time Matsya incarnation saved Vedas from the demon Haigriva, and second time at the end of Chakshus Manvanta for favoring the king Satyavrata. So Varaha incarnation also 2 times, Swet Varaha and Rakta Varaha, and Matsya incarnation also 2 times. Okay, now 10th onwards, Sukadeva Goswami will explain about the second Matsya incarnation. That we shall discuss tomorrow. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So if there is any question, please ask, or you can send in even WhatsApp also. Hare Krishna.